Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Tuesday, April 16th. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, joined by my co-host this morning. I got my guy TC Stills. TC, how you doing, big fella?
I am doing great. By the way, I don't know if you noticed I dressed up for the show today.
Oh,
I
nice.
try to match you, because you're always looking sharp.
Nice.
So I heard it was the 1 year anniversary. I saw your
Mm-hmm.
show yesterday with the Knicks, and everybody shouting you out. I want to shout you guys out as well.
Appreciate you,
You and
TC.
Celso and Phil, great in this channel, allowing me to be a participant, and
Yeah.
I love that. Much more success to you guys and us as well. And shout out to the chat for always being here and supporting us for a year. I mean, we couldn't do it without them, right? I mean, these guys have been loyal, just loyal supporters, and we love that. Each and every one of you guys, all you guys.
No,
How you
definitely. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, man. It's Tuesday, April 16th, like I said. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the entire Yankees community that is in the building. All my friends from Yankee Twitter, how are you doing? But like you said, we are here. It's another day. And yeah, it was our 1 year anniversary yesterday. We're having a whole weekly celebration for the 1 year anniversary. We were supposed to have a special guest this morning. I got the baseball right here. Bernie Williams was supposed to be on. We were supposed to have a pre-record interview literally 20 minutes before we were supposed to go backstage to record it. They had to reschedule. Bernie had some last minute emergency that they had to deal with. So we're still in talks. Keep on the lookout. That interview will happen and it will go down. We're just setting up the date just because Bernie, he had an emergency. But I want to shout out the chat before we continue. My guy Bobby is in the building. Bobby, how you doing? Richie Rivera from Empire State of Baseball, who says this episode of Yankees Morning Brew is brought to you by the Men's Warehouse. You like the way you look, I'll guarantee it. Shout out my guy Richie Rivera in the chat. Erica Garcia is in the building. Erica, how you doing? Damian Serrano is in the building. My guy Norman Soto is in the building. Hey, yo, Norm. Hope all is well. And the old Sarge is in the building. Shout out to old Sarge. G-Man for life is in the building. My guy, L.I. Yankee King. The only troll in the Yankee universe I acknowledge is my guy, L.I. Shout out to you, L.I. Louis is in the building. Lou, how you doing? Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. If you guys can, smack that like button and hit that subscribe button. When it comes to our subscribers, we're over 4,100 subscribers. Last time I checked, we were at 4,112 subscribers, on our way to 12. But I mean, on our way to 5K. But before we jump into any Yankee news, when it comes to the team and the game from yesterday, got to take a second to shout out John Sterling. John Sterling, the voice of the New York Yankees. It came out yesterday that John Sterling will be retiring this Saturday, April 20th. I know it's the NYYU event, but now it got a little bit special because now the Yankees are going to be celebrating John Sterling. So like I've been saying yesterday, and I'm going to say it today, and I'm going to say it for the rest of the week, if you guys are in the tri-state area, if you guys can make it to the Yankee Stadium this Saturday, please show up so you can give John Sterling your love and his flowers that he rightfully deserves. And it's great that John Sterling, he's getting his recognition, right? He's getting celebrated. We're giving his flowers. We're giving him his flowers while he is still alive and he can smell those flowers. So shout out to John Sterling. I'm 34 years old. John Sterling has been with the Yankees calling play-by-play for the past 36 years. So he's been doing this job longer than I have been alive. And growing up as a Yankee fan, John Sterling is the voice of the New York Yankees. And I know it came out of nowhere this weekend. I literally, this entire weekend, I've been listening to the Yankees on the radio because I've been out and about going to different signings and stuff. I've been very busy this weekend. And every time I turn on the Yankee game, I didn't hear John Sterling. And I'm used to hearing John Sterling when I turn on the Yankee game. And when the news came out yesterday that John Sterling is announcing his retirement, we kind of saw the writing on the door when it comes to that. But I wish John Sterling an amazing retirement. I wish him and his family the best. It's a grind having to travel with the team for 100. Well, it's 162 62 games in a season, but you got to travel with this team for 81 games. It is a grind, and for John Sterling to do that for 36 years, you got to give him his credit. And he had about like 2,000 or something straight games. Like he didn't miss any games up until the pandemic. Is when the pandemic came and the whole COVID vaccine that he started missing games and stuff. So John Sterling, wish you the best. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, I mean, salute to John Sterling. He's probably the most recognizable voice in baseball. I mean, if you're not even if you're not a fan of the Yankees, you know who John Sterling is. They use his play-by-play on ESPN, MLB Network, everywhere. I mean, people know who that is, and that's just not everyone gets that recognition. And the longevity, like you said, the 36 years. I mean, just listening to his calls. Just legendary. The home run calls, how he has his nicknames and little pet names for each guy, and it's just amazing. He's seen so many championships, so many the good years, the dynasty years, even before that in the 70s and even the 60s. Yeah, I mean just amazing knowledge of the game. Just calls a great game. I mean, yeah, he's getting up there, and recently I listened to him and I'm like, hey John, you're missing the ball strikes, you're confusing some players. And so, obviously there's something there. He's 85 years old, and I mean, it's going to happen. So, unfortunately it happened now in the middle of the season. So it had to be something serious. So to call it quits, but I don't know. I think Sean brings up a good point. I think he does deserve a plaque in Monument Park. Yeah. I think he does. So,
not only he deserves a plaque in Monument Park. He deserves a plaque in the Hall of Fame. He should be retired in Baseball Hall of Fame. I have John Sterling's final home run call, and it was the home series against I want to say the Blue Jays, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna just play this real quick, and let's just reminisce on John Sterling's final home run call. Just give me 1 second. Bear with me.
And the pitch hit in the air. To deep left, it is high. It is far. It is far. It's a grand slam. Non dimentica. That ball should travel far. Giancarlo. He hits a grand slam deep in the left field seats. And the Yankees take a 5-1 lead.
Well, as Giancarlo, Aaron Boone has always said, when he gets one, you don't even have to look. And I will tell you that Dalton Varsho didn't move. He knew that was gone. He just sort of turned around and watched it. And maybe Stanton is going into one of those. We haven't seen those in a while. He can have strength where he can carry a team.
Well, that's terrific. A grand slam, a grand salami. And the Yankees now take a 5-1 lead. Boy, was that ball gone?
Yeah, that was John Sterling's final home run call. Giancarlo Stanton hit a home run. And my girlfriend, she said something yesterday when the news came out. We were in the car together, and I want to give her credit for this. But some things in life, they just come to an end, right? And you can't control it. It's like as a kid, when you grow up, there's a moment that you have, and you don't realize when that moment is happening. But when you're a kid, you and your friends, you guys go out to play tag or go out to play freeze tag for the last time, and you don't realize it's the last time that you guys are going out there and playing tag. So when I was watching that game and listening to John Sterling's home run call for Giancarlo Stanton, I didn't expect, and I didn't realize that was going to be the last call from John Sterling. So like I said, things in life, they come to an end. You can't control it. You just got to be ready to react to it when it happens. So yesterday, the news, it was alarming. Sorry if the audio was a bit choppy for you guys. I know it was very low, but yeah, like I said, things happen. You can't control it. Just got to be able to respond to it when the things happen. What's your thoughts on that, TC, before we get into the team talk from yesterday?
Yeah. I mean, you never know from day to day. So you got to cherish each day and each moment you have with family, friends, and loved ones. I mean, that's you just never know. I mean, you're not promised tomorrow. So enjoy the moments. That's life. You should just enjoy it. Like Celso has a show, positive. Think positive, be positive, and enjoy every moment. And I just want to say one thing that I love from John Sterling was his back to back belly to belly. When he would do that, that would always crack me up. But yeah, he's going to be well missed. But yeah, it's
one final thing I want to say when it comes to John Sterling is like baseball is never going to be the same in New York City without John Sterling, right? For the simple fact that anytime there was a new Yankee and he hit a home run for the first time, we ran to the internet to see what John Sterling call was. Even back in the day when the internet wasn't what it is right now in 2024, in 2006, 2007, you would have to wait to the Yes Network post-game show or listen to the radio to hear John Sterling's home run call for that player. Or if you're like me, if you listen to sports radio, you tune in the next morning to WFAN, to either Boomer and Carton, whoever's on in the morning, and they would do the replay of John Sterling's home run call. So like I said, baseball is never going to be the same in New York City. John Sterling, he's a unique individual, can't be copied, can't be replaced. Shout out to Susan Wallman. She had a great opening to the game yesterday. I missed it live, but I was able to watch the replay of it later on Twitter. I mean, on X, whatever it's called, the Elon Musk machine, whatever it's called nowadays. So I just want to take a second. Shout out to Susan Waldman, because also when it comes to WFAN, both John Sterling and Susan Waldman, they're legends in this industry. Like, you guys got to understand, when WFAN first came on the air, Susan Waldman was the first voice because she was doing updates for WFAN back then. So the first voice on New York sports radio was Susan Waldman. And like my guy NFE in the chat says, A1 since day one, my guy. Shout out to you. And if you're on Yankees Twitter, you got to chuckle with that one. Go ahead, TC.
Question: have they announced a replacement for him yet?
As of right now, Justin Shackle, who does an amazing job, right? He's been filling in for John Sterling ever since the pandemic, so he's been doing it for a while. He does an awesome job at doing the game. Right now, I think that's who's just filling it in. They haven't made a permanent announcement, to my knowledge. Maybe they have, I just haven't seen it. But as of right now, Justin Shackle will be calling the games with Susan Waldman for the rest of the season. And who knows? Listen. We were able to get John.
I'm gonna send in my resume.
Juan Soto's growth. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm happy doing this. I'm not trying to. You perfect. Richie Rivera, maybe my guy. Richie Rivera.
Richie's good. I'll tell you what. He's good.
Like Rich says, A1 since day one. Shout out to my guy Richie Rivera. But no, I just wanted to just add one more thing. When it comes down to it, Justin Shackle, I think he's going to do a phenomenal job, right? Just don't try to replace John Sterling. Just go in there and just be yourself and be your authentic self. That's all you got to say. But let's switch gears. Let's jump into the conversation when it comes to the game, because the Yankees, they did have a game yesterday. And like my guy Damian said, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. We got over 60 people in the building. If you guys can, smack that like button for your boys. Got somebody backstage that just joined us right now. I'll bring them up momentarily. Let me get a thumbs up, Erica. Let me know you're ready to rock out. All right, Erica's backstage. Celso's going to bring her up. And look at this. Erica got the memo. We are all in the suit jackets this morning.
Yeah. Love it.
Erica, good morning. Guys? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm getting over this cold, so
nice.
Happy about that. But yeah, I'm feeling good.
Nice. Good to hear. Good to hear. Erica, I want to ask you, what should, your reaction to John Sterling? I know we're in that group chat that we have on Twitter, which is a bit wild and hectic, but let the people know, what was your initial reaction when it comes to John Sterling, and how do you feel about it?
I mentioned it in the chat. I mean, it is sad, right? It's an end of an era, but that reality kind of set in when Mo and Jeter retired to me. That's when I was like, holy crap, like we're, our heroes they're regular people. Like, you know what I'm saying? They gotta, they eventually have to retire, and they don't got what, like, what, we see them as these legendary guys, these legendary figures. So I mean, I am sad. Again, he's the voice of the Yankees to me. I know the Michael K has been calling the Yankees for a long time, but to me it's John Sterling. Like you mentioned, going back and just trying to see what his call was for every player. I'm talking about guys that came up for a week. He even had a call for, you know what I'm saying? Like Ramiro Pena had a call. I don't even know if he ever hit a home run with the Yankees, but I'm sure he had one. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it is crazy. He was he's amazing. I know that we joked around a lot at near the end. I mean, he got hit by a ball last season. It
Yeah.
was crazy. But I think it's sad to know that there's gonna be a generation out there that's never gonna
Yeah.
hear the Yankees win at the end of the game. Like I think Brian Hoke said it yesterday. They
Hmm.
should
Yeah.
play it at the end of the games that they win at the stadium right before they play
Oh, yeah.
New York.
Yeah, he put it on Twitter right there. I have it on the bottom. Brian Hoke said, obviously now the Yankees, they need to play John Sterling. The Yankees win after every home game when they win right before Sinatra. And I doubled down. I definitely think that. But like you said, Erica, when you look at the history of the New York Yankees, right? The old timers that were older than me, it's my uncles and cousins. And like I said, some of them Met fans, some of them Yankee fans, but they grew up with Phil Rizzuto as their voice for the New York Yankees. Our generation, Erica and TC as well, we grew up with John Sterling being the radio voice for the New York Yankees, Michael Kay being the TV voice and the TV face for the New York Yankees. So like you said, there's going to be a generation, like my nephew, he's not going to understand the whole John Sterling situation. He's getting into baseball now. He's very young and stuff, but he's not going to understand the impact John Sterling had on me when I was his age watching the game of baseball. But I want to get into the conversation about the game from yesterday because the Yankees, we lost 2 games in a row. Aaron Judge is struggling. That it's over. It's over. Trade Soto, trade Judge. We are on a losing streak. This season is over. Brian Cashman is washed. Hal Steinbrenner is a horrible owner. He should sell the team. But no, realistically, when it comes down to it, Aaron Judge is struggling. We know that the numbers is, I'm going to bring it back up. He has a 194 batting average right now, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. He has a 774 OPS. When you have your power hitter, your big time guy in the middle of the lineup, you don't want that OPS under 800. So TC, I'm going to throw it over to you. Little concerns for Aaron Judge. Maybe it's being blown out of proportion because the team is still winning right now. What's your thoughts on that, brother?
You know what? I'm not that worried. I mean, it is a little alarming that he's, off to this slow start, and he should be the guy that's carrying the load. But we have other guys that are stepping up. And the thing that's alarming to me, and I know a lot of, fans as well in the chats have been saying this, is their defense. The defense is very disappointing right now in the early on. And especially Rizzo. I'm really shocked at some of the errors he's making at first base. And, it reared its ugly head on Sunday when they lost to Cleveland. That game that should have never been a loss. Should have never. That was a terrible loss. And in games past or years past, we've seen a game like that start the losing streak. And I hope it's not, because yesterday the bats didn't come alive and they're already in a 2-game losing streak. So let's hope they bounce back and, just get out of this funk. But Aaron Judge, it's too early. And maybe another month. If he's batting 194 in May, then there's something troubling. But right now, he's just, he's right there. He's going to get it going. He's got Soto in front of him. Soto and Volpe are just carrying this load. I mean, and you can't, hats off to Cabrera. Who thought Cabrera would be this hot right now? And nobody did. I didn't. I was giving up on him. I was like, he should be in AAA. So, shout out to him. But Aaron Judge, no, I'm not that concerned yet.
Same. And I get it, right? It's very alarming when you have your big money maker on your in the middle of your lineup hitting the way he's hitting right now. But like I said, the team is still winning with Aaron Judge struggling. And I've seen Yankee fans online saying that we should have played Giancarlo. Giancarlo should have been out there. I'm going to save my take for that. But Erica, I'm going to throw it over to you to give us your take when it comes to Judge and his struggles from yesterday's game.
Again, I'm fine with it. I mean, guys, he just hit a 3-run blast. He had a pretty good series against the Indians. Players are allowed to have bad games. Granted, it is a obvious slow start, but there's glimpses of old Aaron Judge in there. So it might just take longer than normal, but there's no way that you keep him out of the lineup. I did mention that he was a rally killer with the series prior to the Indians, but it is what it is. I wouldn't be too bent out of shape about it, honestly. I don't. I'm like you said, if it's in May and he's still batting under 200, then sure, but I don't really think anything of it. And I think it is what's putting even more focus on it is that everyone around him is doing pretty well, and it's just like,
Hmm.
yo, how can you be the stop?
Mm.
Like you're the stopper right now in
Yeah.
Yeah.
this lineup, and that's not a good look because you got Soto doing his job, you got Volpe doing his job, you got Giancarlo doing his job. Rizzo is hot cold, but he's getting hits.
Mhm.
So it's like, yo, you're the guy that's kind of stopping anything from being productive between the 1 and 2 guy and the 4 and 5 guys. So that's
Mm.
where it's just like, get it together. But you know what? At the end of the year, he's probably gonna still be like 270, batting 270. Definitely be at 35 home run. Like it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Hmm. Yeah, and we all know Aaron Judge, he has a capability of carrying this lineup for like 2-3 weeks in a row if he was to get hot. So that eventually that hot streak will present itself. For me, I'm with you, Erica and TC. I'm not that alarmed because, like I said, it's just April. If we're in May, we're having a different conversation because Aaron Judge, he is starting to get up there in age. I think it'll be 32 this year, if I'm not mistaken, 33 next year. But he is starting to get up there in age. We've never seen the one issue when Aaron Judge has been healthy, he produces. That's the one thing. When he's healthy, he produces. It's when he's not healthy, you get what your results right now. So my only concerns is I hope he is not dealing with an oblique issue and he's trying to play through it. Because if he's playing through an oblique issue right now, you could potentially make it worse than actually heal from it properly. So that's my only concern because when you look at it, he's driving balls to center field, right? Yes, he had a home run and stuff like that. And Cleveland, he had a phenomenal series in Cleveland. But as he's getting it and is dying at the warning track, he's putting it looks like it's good swings and he's making great contact. It just doesn't have that extra oomph just to get out. Maybe I'm just looking too much into it. Maybe I'm just being alarmed because of the oblique situation. What's your thoughts on that, TC? And I'll throw it over to Erica before we switch gears into Mr. Calzone, Anthony Volpe. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's just not hope it's what happened to Anthony Rizzo last year with the not diagnosing the concussion, being in a terrible slump, and then finally 2 months later he's had a concussion. I don't want to see a month later and say Aaron Judge, oh yeah, he's been dealing with this this injury and he's shut down for the rest of the season. I mean, come on, this medical staff, it can't be trusted. And honestly, Aaron Judge has to, it's his duty to come forward and say, I'm not really feeling well. So I'm dealing with this and, I'm going to take a week off or, go on the 15-day IL, whatever. But seeing his average and, his numbers aren't that bad, but seeing what, knowing what he can do and what you mentioned about coming up short, home run wise, it very well could be something's bothering him. So let's just hope it's not that. But he needs to come forward if it is. He owes it to the team.
Yeah, definitely does. Erica, what's your thoughts on that before we switch gears to Volpe?
Let the weather get warm. Like let things warm up. Let's see if the ball carries more in outside of cold weather games. He's pulled the ball 469 feet against Cleveland. He went opposite field again with the Diamondbacks. So he has power, to both sides of the field. I just say let it warm up a little bit and see if those balls carry in nicer weather. And if not, then hey, I wouldn't be surprised if something did come out where they were just like, he's been dealing with this, only because they're just known for either sweeping things under the rug or just not being completely transparent with the fans.
Misdiagnosis.
So I wouldn't be surprised by it, but I again, I'm not I don't I'm not freaking out over it.
No, same. I if you're a Blue Jays fan, you're freaking out over Vladdy Guerrero, right? I'm not freaking out over Aaron Judge right now. And another player from the Toronto Blue Jays that he struggled last year and he's struggling this year right now. He's down there, I think in the developmental league down there in Florida for the Blue Jays. But Alek Manoah, what the hell has happened to Alek Manoah? I think he's giving up 15 runs in 5 innings or something like that. He's walking people left and right. Listen, I don't wish injuries on anyone, right? But my guy Chris from Yankees Twitter, he said it last night on our post-game show. Alex Manoah and Vladdy Guerrero, both of them, they talked ish about the Yankees, and karma it comes back around, right? When it comes to Alek Manoah
Yeah.
and Vladimir Guerrero, I don't want to use conditioning as just an excuse. You know, I'm not trying to body shame anybody that has conditioning issues or anything like that. There's been a lot of baseball players that got big bodies and then been able to play with the big bodies. CC Sabathia, perfect example. Big body guy, was able to use his body to his advantage as a pitcher. Bartolo Colon, another guy, big body guy, able to use his body as an advantage. So I just don't want to point to that when it comes to Alek Manoah. It maybe
Cecil
could be the
Fielder.
blitz. Cecil Fielder, another one. Prince Fielder
Big
as
guy,
well
big
before his
dude.
back went out on him. So David Wells also, thank you, Caputo, for that. So I don't want to just use that because that's the easy punching bag to use for both Alek Manoah and Vladimir Guerrero. Maybe it's something mental. Maybe Vladimir Guerrero needs to reset, go back to DR, have a conversation with your father. Maybe you got a little bit too high for your bridges. I don't know what it is with both of them. Erica, what's your thoughts, and TC, before we jump to Volpe? Sorry about that.
On Alek Manoah, you want my thoughts on that guy?
On both of
I'm not
them,
even giving him the time
rather
of day,
one.
dude. That's called bad karma. You want to talk smack about our ace, Garrett Cole? You know, this not saying that this is what you deserve, but karma comes back to bite you in the ass, and it looks like it's doing its job real well for him.
Yeah. TC, what's your thoughts on what Erica said?
Yeah, what comes around goes around. Hey, you know, like you said, you open your mouth, and you know, this game humbles you really quick, and we're seeing it. You know, guy riding high and talking all this mess, like he's, you know, the Cy Young, he's the best. He's, you know, where you at? Where you at? So you got to watch it. You really got to watch your what you say and do. And you know, a lot of kids are looking up to you. A lot of, you know, there's the fans are watching, and they're, you know, they're saying, hey, you shouldn't open your mouth. So Vladdy too. Vladdy, you know, another one that you know, he talks the talk, but I don't know. Right now, he's not walking the walk. So you know, maybe you should look in the mirror and you know, get on a suit jacket. You know, polish yourself off and shape up. How about that?
Yeah, no, I'm with you when it comes to that. But let's switch gears to the young guy, Chicken Parm himself, Mr. Anthony Volpe. Let's switch gears. Let's talk about Anthony Volpe because he's continuing his amazing start to this season. Anthony Volpe, 373, had another hit yesterday, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, and OPS over 1,000 at 1.006. My guy Nestor Apple over there on X said another hit for Anthony Volpe. This isn't just looking like a step forward. It's looking like he could become an absolute star. And he is blossoming right in front of our guys. Yankee fans, we have to enjoy the fact that our second-year shortstop is killing it. TC, what's your thoughts, brother?
Yeah, it's really great to see because we all knew when he was coming up that this is the Anthony Volpe that he should be. And last year was just a real disappointing overall with the team and him as well coming up. I mean, his defense was great, but his bat was not catching up to major league pitching. This year, wow, he is opening eyes left and right. And it didn't take long for them to put him in leadoff. And look at him, he's thriving. I mean, that's exactly where he needs to be. He's getting on base. He's taking walks. He's looking at every he's just having so many great at bats. A lot of walks. I mean, the average 373. That's if he could keep that up all year, my goodness. I mean, that's a batting title. So hats off to Volpe, man. I'm just so happy for him. I mean, because last year was such a disappointment, and he knows what he can do. I mean, you could see it in AAA all through the minors. He hit. He could hit, and now he knows. He's 1 year through. He sees this major league pitching, and wow, it's awesome to see. Awesome to see.
Yeah, go ahead, Erica.
No, I mean, you know, piggyback on what TC says. I mean, it's incredible to see the growth from your freshman season or rookie season to your sophomore year. Like, it's insane. I was just looking at his stats. There's only been 3 games where he has not gotten on base. So they played what, 17, and only 3 games he hasn't gotten on base. And all I gotta say is that's my leadoff hitter. I have been an advocate about it. Everyone wanted to talk smack. everyone's still trying to talk smack, but now they're moving the goalposts.
Mm-hmm.
And all I gotta say is I stood 10 toes down the whole time. He makes sense in that spot. Don't move him. I can't see, like, with the adjustments he's made and the approaches that he has at bat, I cannot see him going on a slump. He might have 2-3 games in a row bad, but I can't see him going on a slump because just he makes the adjustments even while he's up there. The pitches that he's taking, like, you can just see the development of this off season clear as day. I mean, it is really incredible. But I mean, yeah, I there's nothing bad you can say about Anthony Volpe right now. I just, again, that's my leadoff guy. I
Yeah.
hope he continues to hit the way he is. He keeps giving Soto, Judge, Stanton, Rizzo, someone out there, right? When he gets on,
Yeah.
he's being pesky. You can see that
Yeah.
he's annoying the pitcher. The pitcher is not as engaged with the hitter when he's on base. So yeah, it's just everything that he's doing is playing a role. Whether it's on base, whether it's in the batter's box, whether it's on defense. I just, I hope that his throws to Rizzo get a little bit better defensively. But that's what Rizzo's supposed to be there for. He's supposed to be able to make those picks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
Yeah, no, same. And I want to point something out. I'm gonna point out some of the chats, but my guy Damian Serrano says, I pray to the heavens that Boone doesn't move Volpe when DJ LeMahieu is back. We all know Boone's infatuation with DJ, and it's not just Boone. It goes to the front office, Brian Cashman. If they make that move, that is the most ass-backward, asinine move that you can make, because it's not like Anthony Volpe is struggling in the leadoff spot. It's not like Anthony Volpe's batting average plummeted 200 points or 100 points in that leadoff spot. No, he has actually performed well in that leadoff spot. I put it up on screen. Anthony Volpe in the leadoff spot, he is actually hitting over 400 as of right now. My guy Ryan Garcia over there at Fireside Yankees, he put it out there. Anthony Volpe's performing better as the leadoff hitter than he was in the bottom of the lineup. So, yes, Erica is standing on business. She is standing 10 toes down, and I'm right there with you because I think Anthony Volpe should be the leadoff hitter going forward. That speed is unmatched. Go ahead, Erica.
And he's hitting the ball hard, even on the outs. They're loud outs, guys. Like, some of the plays the Guardians were making this weekend were really good. If not, his average would have been a lot higher. My only concern is that they adjust defensively with him because he continues to go opposite field. But I think that he's just going that way because they're giving it to him. That's how good he looks at the plate. So yeah, even his outs are loud outs.
Yeah, he's recognizing, all right, that's the defense you're going to play. I'm just going to hit it with a guy's not. Right. And then if they decide to adjust and start shifting the second baseman more towards that right side of the infield, right before right field, all he has to do is pull it. We know Anthony Volpe, he could pull a ball down the left field line with the best of them. So he's making the proper adjustments. The book will go out on Anthony Volpe. He will have a 0 for 20 or 1 for 20 or 2 for 20. That stretch will happen. But as of right now, you got to enjoy what we're seeing. The defense in the infield, I don't blame Volpe for the defense over the past couple of games. Gleyber Torres, he's a culprit on that. Anthony Rizzo, he's a culprit as well. John Birdie, before he got injured, he was a culprit. Even the catchers, when it comes to the pass balls, not throwing out the guys at second base. Anthony Volpe is our best defender in the middle of the diamond in the infield. Anthony Rizzo, phenomenal platinum glove in his career, amazing fielder. He has looked shaky so far this season. There was a play in Toronto that he was able to, in the stadium against Toronto, that it almost cost us the game. He was able to fix up that error at first base, but it almost cost us the game. So I like what I'm seeing from Anthony Volpe. Go ahead, TC, and then throw it over to Erica one more time before we switch gears to Cabrera.
Yeah, Volpe is not a concern for me right now. It's everyone else. And when DJ, you mentioned DJ, when he comes back, I wouldn't mind seeing him taking over at second base for a little bit. Gleyber give Gleyber some days off because he's really frustrating me. His laziness, his nonchalant. It's just I can't deal with it anymore. He's not Robinson Cano. Cano could do that throw and be accurate. Gleyber is just he doesn't have it. I mean, in Cleveland, the easy double play ball, he just yanked it. He just throws it in, pretty much the dugout. And it's and even in the extras innings, not making the play. I mean, it's very, very frustrating. So So, there's no replacing Volpe at leadoff. I'm putting DJ in there. I'm putting him at sixth, seventh hitter, and I'm possibly resting Gleyber. Maybe alternating him and Cabrera at some point. And then you never know when Peraza comes back. Maybe Peraza slips in there somewhere and gives Gleyber a run for his money too, because Gleyber needs to wake up. Something needs to push him. In a contract year, and he's showing up like this early. It's not. It's really a black eye on the team. It's real. I mean, we all see it. It's not good.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
Yeah, Erica, what's your thoughts on that? Before I go ahead.
I think it's crazy to think that DJ is gonna be just good to have back just for his glove. All around the infield. He'll be able to basically be that utility guy that steps in for rest days for Cabrera. Everybody but Volpe. So Cabrera, Torres, like you said, I did mention. I made mention of that. Like he can step in for a couple of games for Torres because Torres needs to. I mean, he looks bad, but our infield defense as a whole is just awful. And even at first base, I mean, just to have DJ there as a backup to Rizzo, to maybe just give him a day or two to just kind of reset. Because again, there's just something weird about it. And you don't want to, there's people saying like, oh, maybe he still has concussion symptoms, but he looks good at the plate. Like he's getting those hits that he wasn't getting last season, after that injury. So what is it? I don't know if he just didn't get enough reps. I don't know if he feels there's just something uncomfortable about being at first now, like because he wasn't there for the end of last season. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on because anything hit to him, I'm just like I'm not confident in it at all. If anything gets thrown that's not, to the chest to him, I'm just like wincing, like, oh shit, here comes another error. I think collectively the infield defense just needs to wake up and outside of Opie, and I think DJ is going to be a really big key to that because he can give guys rest days. And he has an elite glove wherever you put him, so it's going to make us feel a little bit better as well in certain situations. Maybe put him in defensively in high leverage situations in the like 7th, 8th, 9th innings. Like you can do that. So him coming back, I think, is going to be really key and really pivotal to all the defensive woes that we've been having.
Yeah, and I think if I'm the New York Yankees, if I'm one of the people that's in the front office after yesterday's game, or even one of the coaches, I'm renting out the local college baseball field, and I'm bringing all the infielders. We're showing up the next day, 10 o'clock in the morning. We're doing infield drills because right now, at the beginning of the season, we started off such great momentum. Slot teams that finish under 500 lose the games that the way the Yankees were losing the games over the past couple of games. Sloppy defense, mental mistakes. That's what separates the good teams from the bad teams. Against the Miami Marlins, they had mental mistakes on the bases. We was able to take advantage of that. Against Cleveland, we had mental mistakes in the last game. They took advantage of that, and they won. Against the Toronto Blue Jays, you saw Gleyber Torres, another error early on in the game when Luis Hill was struggling. Toronto took advantage of that. They was able to put 3 runs on the board. They won the game 3-1. So you got to be able to clean up the mental mistakes. Mental mistakes cost you the games. And like I said, that separate the good teams from the bad teams. I want to highlight some chats real quick before we continue. My guy Richie Rivera said infield defense is more asleep than Swift on Twitter Spaces. Absolutely. Stephen B in the chat says Judge missed 10 games in spring training. He's trying to play catch up. He's having good at bats, but just no results. And if you just take a second and just think on that real quick, you say 10 games, cool. 2 at bats, 3 at bats per game. So with just that math alone, Aaron Judge probably missed 20 to 30, maybe 40 at bats in spring training because he missed those 10 games. And that messes with you a lot. I know 20, 30, 40 at bats to folks like us that sit home and watch the game may not seem a lot, but when you're a baseball player and baseball players rely heavily on rhythm, you use spring training to get in the rhythm. And if he's missing 40 at bats to find his rhythm, that could be the reason why he's struggling right now. So shout out to you, Stephen B, for that one. Damian Serrano said Judge will be okay. Let's not forget Teacher Man actually goes out and has scheduled training with Judge. They are always working throughout the season. Nah, absolutely, Damian. Before I bring up Oswaldo Cabrera, I just want to touch on one thing in the chat. My guy Richie Rivera said, can we get some likes for our fantastic creators? Absolutely. We got over 80 people in the building. If you guys can, please smack that like button for you guys. So I want to switch up the convo. We got to talk about a surprise player so far early part of the season, Oswaldo Cabrera, the Swiss Army man. Shout out to my guy Waldy. Derek Jeter even had something nice to say. Nice piece of hitting there by number 42. Oswaldo Cabrera, RBI single, makes it 0-0. Shout out to Derek Jeter with the play-by-play on X. But Oswaldo, he's hitting 292, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs, and 867 OPS. He's actually one of the leaders on the Yankees when it comes to OPS. TC, I'm going to throw it over to you. Give us your take when it comes to Waldo.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I mean, hats off to him with the great start. I mean, nobody expected it. I mean, it's awesome. It's just great to watch. I mean, he's like yesterday's hit. I mean, opposite field, taking the ball where it's pitched, and the home run power. I mean, wow, right off the bat, 3 home runs. So, and he's, I think, second in RBIs behind Soto, right? Soto has 15, I think, and Cabrera has 12, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's a welcome sight. Playing good defense. He's had a couple hiccups, but overall, at the bottom of the lineup, it's a great thing there, because our bottom of the lineup is really terrible. 6, 7, 8 just hasn't been doing it. But and it was a little alarming when Cabrera wasn't out there for 4 or 5 games straight. I think it was because we faced 3 lefties in a row, and I think they feel comfortable with him just batting left for now. It's a great sight to see. So, again, hats off to Cabrera. I hope, he has continued success and stays on this team, because he deserves it.
Yes. Yeah, shout out to my friend Shanti, who is in the building. Shout out to Shanti. My guy, big time Jerry Cadill's in the building. Shout out to Jerry Cadill. Acevedo is in the building. The fly guy, Acevedo. Jorge Herrera, I appreciate you. My guy Razil the Great says, did you guys hit that like button? If you didn't, please smack that like button. Go ahead, Erica.
I will be the first one to admit that I was an Oswaldo Cabrera doubter. I thought that he had enough at bats last season to show me that he shouldn't have been on this team, and he proved me wrong. And I think he proved a lot of people wrong. And now I'm over here begging for him to be put into the lineup. You see him go 3 games and not see Cabrera in the lineup, and you're like, what the hell's going on? This is like one of our best hitters. So he's really showed up. And I just hope that he can continue doing this, because like you said, TC, the bottom of our lineup is rough, especially with, whoever our catcher is, because it flip-flops every other day. And who else is down there? I mean, and then, Torres isn't hitting and stuff like
Verdugo.
that. But Verdugo, he's getting hot. I mean, he's starting to look better. But yeah, like the bottom of the lineup, and I like that he's in the 9 hole, for that turnover to Anthony Volpe in the leadoff spot. So I hope that he continues to, be this for the Yankees. And I do like that, even after 3 games, he came back and he was able to just kind of start where he left off, which means that he's good off of the bench. When the Yankees have their team completely fully healthy, he can just come in and after an off day, and he can just continue doing what he's doing. So, yeah, but I was an Oswaldo Cabrera hater, and I am eating all my words right now. So, but that's fine. I'll take it.
Hey, before you go, Hector, I'll tell you the reason why he's having a good season. The interview you had with him. That's why.
I know, right? It was a great. I didn't want to say that, TC, right? But shout out to my guy Oswaldo. Shout out to my guy Frank Luna, and also the people over there at Woodbridge. Make sure you guys go check my Instagram. I dropped the video of my interview with Harrison Bader on my Instagram. It'll be on the YouTube. It'll be on our YouTube later on in the day. But if you got to check in after the show, go over to Instagram to go check that out. Harrison Bader was phenomenal. My guy Eddie Snap says, I believe Booney pushed Waldo for eating his last cupcakes last week. Shout out to my guy Eddie Snap in the building. But no, when you look at as Oswaldo Cabrera, I think the microcosm, not even a microcosm, but the one thing that you can correlate his success to, it has to be Juan Soto. The way that Oswaldo Cabrera, listen, folks in the chat, get yourself a girlfriend or a boyfriend that looks at you the way that Oswaldo Cabrera looks at Juan Soto, because when he's in the dugout, he is underneath him, listening to him how he hits, listening to his approach, getting tips for him. Juan Soto, not only is he a phenomenal hitter, but he's an extension of the coaching staff. How many people are huddled around Juan Soto talking about baseball? Even though Gleyber Torres is struggling, seeing Gleyber and Juan Soto interacting in the dugout, you can tell Juan Soto he's having a great time so far in his first month as a New York Yankee. But Oswaldo, got to give credit. His credit has to go to Juan Soto and how much he's teaching him and being like that big brother, little brother. TC, I was saying it a couple of years ago, first time I had Jason from 161 on, that perfect scenario. If the Yankees are able to get Juan Soto, you have Juan Soto being the big brother to Jason Dominguez. If you see what Juan Soto has done with Cabrera, just imagine when Jason Dominguez gets up here. We saw it in spring training. Jason Dominguez up Juan Soto. You got to understand, young kid from the Dominican Republic, they look at Juan Soto as a rock star, as a legend, as a superstar. He is their version of A-Rod right now. So I just cannot wait for that to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even seen a full Yankee team yet, and we forget that Jason Dominguez has been hurt, and I can't wait to see him. But when you mentioned, you mentioned girlfriend, boyfriend, you got a good one back there. So hey, she's
shout out to her
yesterday putting out that video. Shout out to Alex, man, great job.
Yes,
Hector, aka Anthony. Yes, he's
because it's funny because he's like. She said Anthony in the chat, and you was like, who the fuck is Anthony? You've known me for so long, and you're like, I didn't even know this fucking name was Anthony. But no, Oswaldo Cabrera, again, I want to bring it up. 292 batting average, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, 867 OPS. Like I said, he is one of the leaders on our team when it comes to his OPS. Acevedo says first offer for Juan Soto, 10 years, 470. Last offer, 12 years, 580. Listen, if you got to go over 600 million for Juan Soto, you got to go over 600 million. There should be no penny pinching when it comes to Juan Soto. And talking about karma, because Erica brought it up earlier, it was in my head. I forgot about it. I remembered it. Another example of karma coming to bite somebody's in the ass is Josh Donaldson. Josh Donaldson was the big badass in Major League Baseball. He was the frat guy in Major League Baseball. As soon as he started talking ish to Garrett Cole, his career started going down. And then he was traded to the team that the guy he was talking ish about had to publicly apologize to this guy, tuck his tail between his legs. Then when the whole White Sox situation popped up with Tim Anderson and Yasmani Grandal made him look like a baby, made him fold out there on the field. Josh Donaldson got exposed for the fraud that he is. I just wanted to bring that up before you continue. But I want to bring up the lineup. TC, I'll throw it over to you to read off the lineup. I'll go over the pitching side of things and then get everybody's thought before we throw the link out for the open panel. And guys, like I said, we got over 80 people in the building. If you guys can, please smack that like button. But TC, I'll throw it over to you. Read off the lineup for us, my guy.
All right, so yesterday's lineup, not many hits, 4 hits only. So Anthony Volpe led off. He was 1 for 4. He had a strikeout. Juan Soto was 0 for 3. That's a rare 0 for. He had a walk. Aaron Judge, another 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. It's okay. He's going to get hot today. I'm promising he's going to get hot. 0 for 4 for Anthony Rizzo. He had a strikeout. Gleyber Torres had a hit. He is 1 for 3, scored a run, had a strikeout. Alex Verdugo had a hit, 1 for 3. Oswaldo Cabrera was 1 for 3 with that only RBI. He's batting 292. Doing well, like we have been saying. Austin Wells, catcher, 0 for 3. 1 strikeout, batting 103. Do not like that at all. And Grisham rounding out 0 for 2. He had a walk. He's yet to have an average.
And the Yankees are yet to win a game with Grissom in the lineup. Like, we haven't won a game with Grissom in the lineup. And talking about, this is one thing I forgot to bring up about the series against the Guardians. Who would have thought that Estevan Florial would have been the difference maker in the series with the Cleveland Guardians? If you're Estevan Florial, you know he was partying that rested. He's over. He won his World Series. He won his championship. It's over. He won his MVP. He was the comeback player of the year. Hank Aaron Award. He can retire from Major League Baseball and be happy. Erica, I throw it over to you. What's your thoughts about Estevan real quick? Sorry, I know my ADHD. I got me going all over the place. Go ahead.
You know what? Good for him, because the Yankees really never gave him the shot that he deserved. He would get called up for a couple of games, not do well enough, and then get sent right back down, and then kill it down there in AAA, and then get called up again and not do well enough for that. Like, they just never gave him, I think, the shot that he deserved. I also don't think there was any space for him, especially with Jason Dominguez down there, but good for him. I'm kind of just used to that stuff like that happening. I watch hockey. I'm a Rangers fan, and every Ranger, like ex-Ranger, when we play against them, they score against the Rangers. So I was just like, yeah, it's gonna happen. I'm kind of just used to it. You could see that he was all about it when he was rounding third and he was in front of the Yankee bench. He was yelling. He was like, "Let's go!" Like, he was there was some emotion behind that. I'm sure. And like I said, good for him. It's not the reason that the Yankees lost. I'm still. I don't know if you guys are gonna bring up the Sunday's game or yesterday's game, and we're gonna talk about it, because I have a soapbox that I want to stand on. But yeah, I mean, listen, good for him. I hope he does well over there. He deserves it. He's a good player. He's shown it in AAA, and now he's able to show it for a team that actually appreciates him. So hats off to him.
Yeah, no, I save your soapbox, because I'm gonna let you stand on that soapbox. I just want to read off the pitching side of things, and as soon as I read off the pitching side of things, I'll let you go, and we'll start that conversation. Shout out to Samantha T, that is in the building. My friend Samantha T is in the building. CWE is in the building. My guy, how you doing? Jacob Petruzzi is in the building. My guy Jacob, I hope all is well with everybody that's here. But over to the pitching side of things, the Yankees, Luis Hill was struggling. 7 walks, only 3 earned runs he gave up, but still 7 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 5 innings, almost 100 pitches, 99 on the dot. 51 of those were called strikes. Listen, when it comes to Luis Hill, even with him struggling, he was still able to navigate 5 innings, only giving up 3 earned runs. They didn't like tee him up for 3 home runs or a grand slam or anything like that. You want to see him get his control down. Dane brought up a big point. The fact that the Yankees skip the start, you're going to throw somebody out of mechanics, especially a young pitcher who's coming back off of Tommy John. So Luis Hill, it is important you keep him on his 5-day normal routine. Don't try to skip him and push him to 6 or 7 days, because you're going to get the results like you got in yesterday's game. Losing his mechanics, not being able to find his rhythm. Hopefully that doesn't carry over into his next start. After the first couple of innings, or after the 3rd inning, he was able to clean up in the 4th inning, 1, 2, 3. The 5th inning was a bit rocky, but still, Luis Hill, young kid, kind of like it. The rest of the pitching line, Ron Marinaccio. When Ron Marinaccio came in the game, our group chat started going crazy. It was like Boone's punting the game because Marinaccio is in it. But Marinaccio, 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. A nice bounce back from the kid from Tom Rivers. We got to see that from Marinaccio going forward. But Mr. Santana, a last pitcher for the Yankees, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. He did throw 12 strikeouts total, so he should be fresh if the Yankees need to use him today. But Erica, I'll throw it over to you. Let's have the conversation. Stand on your soapbox. Stand on business, Erica. Go ahead.
Well, first off, I'll start off chill. Yesterday's game, Luis Hill, he's got the nastiest stuff on the Yankees rotation. And his biggest roadblock is himself. So, you give up 7 walks. I mean, you're just like, sheesh, like, really, this is what we're doing. But if that's just the command issue and it's something that he can, get better with, he's gonna be disgusting, because again, they didn't do anything else aside from him giving them the game. And yeah, games like last night are gonna happen. It's fine. All offenses go cold once in a while. But I'm tired of the positivity of, oh, but we weren't even supposed to start 12-4. You know, we were supposed to be 8 and something or 7 and something.
Mm.
Yeah, sure, because of last year. But what did we do this offseason? We got Juan Soto. There is an expectation with this team already. Like, we know there's an expectation. To me, it's World Series or bust, right? And I know that
Mhm.
we're only talking about game 15 or whatever, but you have to win games like Sunday. And the fact that we gave that game away, I said, like, oh, if we won yesterday, it's fine. You know, I'll forget about Sunday. But guess what? We lost because
Mhm.
games like yesterday are gonna happen. That's why you need to control the games that are winnable and attainable, which was we had the win there, but our infield defense took like completely gave that game away. And they need to get it together because teams are only going to get better, right? And we can't keep having these boneheaded mistakes. And that cost us in the long run. We're in a division where we need to stack wins, right? We cannot give up games like that and then lose the East to the Orioles or even the Blue Jays because they are a good team, right? The Red Sox are for some reason good, but now they're playing good teams now, so they don't look as good. But like you have to close out those games, and Sunday still irks me to no end because they looked like a little league infield. You have, again, there's expectations with this team. Just because we started hot when we're not supposed to doesn't mean that this is not what the team's supposed to be doing. You have Juan Soto. You have a guy, you have Judge. Stanton is hot, right? Like, you got to capitalize on these things. And it really, really pisses me off. And if they lose today, it's going to keep irking me until they win. And unless they win this series, I am going to sit with that Sunday loss for a
Mhm.
while because it shouldn't be happening. You're the New York Yankees. Get your act together when it comes to this defense. Those are the controllable things. You should be able to be making those plays. I really hope there's nothing wrong with Rizzo, but just it's inexcusable to me.
Yeah.
And the fact that we have like, oh, let's be positive. No, yeah, like cool. We started 12-4, but this is what we should be doing. Like the Astro series really was the only one where I'm like, okay, it could go 2-2. Like I get it. The Astros have a better number. But every other team we should be demolishing. Like and just oh my god, I can't. I'm sorry. Like that Sunday loss is really haunting me. And after yesterday's loss, it's haunting me even more.
Yeah. No, listen, don't hold back, Erica, because I think most Yankee fans feel the same way that you feel. I know my guy Erica, I was about to say Erica Caputo in the chat. My guy Michael Caputo feels the same way like you feel, Erica, because when you look at it, like you said, last year's team copied. We understand. But this year, after the offseason that you had, you got to be able to win the game that are in front of you. And like I said, teams that are under 500, they lose those games on a regular basis. Teams that are over 500 that have the dream of competing for a World Series and winning a World Series, those are the games that you're supposed to win. Clean games, no mental mistakes, not giving up mistakes, not giving your opponent extra chances to take the victory away from you. That's what you needed. That game from the Yankees, I expect that last season. This year in 2024 with Juan Soto and these additions, I don't expect the Yankees to lose many games like that. And hopefully this doesn't carry over and now it's a trickling effect, a watered down effect. We need to go in Toronto. We need to smack them today. I'm sorry. I know Kikuchi's on the mound. We don't have that good numbers against Kikuchi. I think Verdugo and Torres are the only hitters in the lineup that have great numbers against Kikuchi. Everybody else sucks. You got to get his pitch count up. The same thing you did at Yankee Stadium when you was able to beat Kikuchi. Get his pitch count up. By the time it's the third or fourth inning, that man should have 70 pitches. We got to get to that bullpen early. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, I mean, I love Erica's passion because I felt the same way. You can't beat yourselves. It's hard enough to win games, like that, and you let it get away. And that's a haunting game, especially after another loss, and it trickles down and it creates a losing streak. And that's what we saw last year and in years past. And there's no excuses. You can't, like Erica said, you can't say, oh, well, we're 12-5. It's okay. No, it's not okay to lose a game like that. And especially with infield defense, sloppy, little league, fundamental. I mean, that's just inexcusable. I'm sorry. That game should have been in the bag. We should have been celebrating. Should have been a sweep. No excuses. No excuses at all. And it's got to get cleaned up. Because honestly, there's games before that we won that we could have lost because of some errors, that we got lucky and came through. There could have been more losses because of defense. And it's becoming a problem every game. I'm seeing oh, little error here, a little error there. No, you got their heads are in the game for some reason. It looks like Gleyber not in it, half in it, half not. Rizzo's taking his eye off the ball. He's not getting in front of the ball. The ball should be coming up, especially when, a grounder to him, he's like stabbing at it. That's just that's unacceptable. Professional guys should not be doing that. So they need to be, like you said, Hector, let's go to the little league field. Let's go to the, college field. Let's get some fungo. Let's hit some ground ball. I mean, they need it. Sorry. You wake up early. Let's go. We got infield practice. Let's get it going. I mean, they're not too old for that. And if that needs to happen, it needs to happen now, because this is a World Series or bust team. We can't lose games like that. And if this happens in the playoffs, my goodness, all hell's going to break loose. So get it cleaned up now.
The three of us, we got the memo. We all came to work in our suit blazers and stuff like that to talk Yankee baseball. It's business up top, party on the bottom. You guys don't want to see what's on my legs. I just want to say that out there.
Pants on.
Yeah, I really don't. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. My friend Samantha T's in the building, holding it down. The top moderator of all moderators. Over 80 people in the building. Guys, smack that like button. Hit the subscribe button. I'm going to bring up my guys backstage. Chris N is in the chat backstage. The link for StreamYard, I put it in the chat. Like always, guys, please be respectful to the terms and services of YouTube, of the Elon Musk machine, formerly known as Twitter, is now known as X, Facebook, and Instagram. If somebody is in the middle of giving a take, allow them to finish, because the same thing will be given to you. And absolutely, Anna Marie, I am wearing my Power Rangers undie onesies right now. Absolutely. So I'm going to bring up my guy, Chris, right now. Hold on. Let me just fix this up. Chris, my guy, how you doing, brother?
Going on,
Chris?
What's going on?
Eric,
Eric,
my guy.
swung at one of my coworkers on your hypeness a couple minutes ago. I had to walk out the building because you had me ready to punch somebody. No, that whole this is not how we're supposed to start. You kind of move past that. You can't keep that narrative for 2 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, you got to move on and say, it's over making excuses over Cole, right? Like, that's the whole thing. Well, we're doing this without Cole. Well, we should be doing it without Cole. We shouldn't rely on one guy to carry. That was just
Chris. My fault, Chris. The wind is crazy. No. The wind is crazy. Can you just bring the mic closer to you so we can hear you, bro? Go ahead.
I'm gonna jump in the truck.
Copy. So I'm gonna bring you. Go ahead.
Hey, go ahead, brother. I'm gonna go to the truck and do your thing.
All right, bet. So I'm gonna bring up the next person, and I'm gonna bring Chris back up when he gets in the truck. But Caputi, let me get a thumbs up. I'll bring you up, my guy. My guy Caputo. Caputo, finally you have somebody on your side when it comes to this team, and it's ineptness. Go ahead, Caputo.
Yeah, I just hope we win today, man. That loss Sunday really haunted me, man. I'm really I'm kind of worried now. If we win today, that'll all be forgotten. But we gotta win. We gotta win today, and then we lost yesterday. Sorry for my dog barking, but that loss will all be forgotten if we win today. I'm a bit worried now. I have to say, 3 losses in a row. I don't know if I could take it, but I think we're going to bounce back and win the next 2 games.
Only 2.
It's I'm really concerned, man. We're on such a great. We were off to such a great start. Now it's going to get like ruined because of this. Please no.
It's good, Caputo. It's good, Caputo. How about this? The Yankees. We got a homestand that's coming up. I know you're in the city. We got to go to a game together, Caputo.
Yeah,
I will buy you a ticket. Let's go to if you could let me know which game that you could make it to Yankee Stadium, and I'll get us 2 tickets. It's going to be in the nosebleeds in the 400s, but we'll still be in the building. So you let me know what game you can go to, when you can make it to the stadium, and I'll get us tickets for that game. That sounds good?
Yeah, I was going to say in June. You want to go in June maybe? Is June good?
Motherfucker, I said the next 2 weeks that we at home right now. I'm trying to hang out with Caputo now. I'm not trying to hang out with Caputo in June. What are you doing?
Okay, yeah, 2 weeks sounds good. We'll just give me the
look at the home schedule over the next 2 weeks and you figure it out. But no, Caputo, let me get your predictions real quick, just because I got NFB backstage, Jonathan and Chris. I want to bring them back up. I'm gonna bring up Chris right now so we can have the both of you there. So Caputo, I'll just throw it over to you. Let's get your predictions for tonight's game. I know Kikuchi's on the mound. I know you want the Yankees to win. What are the key things that we need to do in order to secure this victory? Go ahead, Booties.
Yeah, and shout out to Erica. Like, yeah, I think we're gonna win 6-2. The key is the infield defense. Like, that's the whole thing. They have to clean up this defense, this defensive mess that we've been in for the last, I don't know, like week. I mean, Torres and Rizzo and Volpe have to get their stuff together. I mean, it's the whole infield defense as a whole that's been a problem. That's been my main concern right now. Nothing really, nothing else as far as like worries. It's just that defense. Everything else has been good. The offense, the pitching. I mean, the bottom of that lineup has to wake up too, but it's just that infield defense that really concerns me, man. I want to see that, and Rodon, I want to see him pitch great today. I think he's got great numbers against the Blue Jays, so I hope he shoves. And Kikuchi, that's another key. They got to hit Kikuchi. I don't know what it is with this guy, why he owns the Yankees so much, but since he's been a Blue Jay, they can't hit him. What is this, like Justin Verlaine the 2.0? We can't hit this freaking guy. Like it's like he owns them. You know, his ERA is better since he went to the Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays, yeah.
They used to own him when he was with the Mariners. Now all of a sudden he becomes this Cy Young pitcher against us. It's like, come on, man. It's like,
hey, listen, you got to give credit to Kikuchi. He was able to coming over from Japan. He made the adjustments he had to make. You got to give him credit. But yeah, I'm with you, Caputo, when it comes to that. My guy Austin Cruz in the chat says, I want to see a vlog of Hector and Caputo at Yankee Stadium. That would be entertaining, in my opinion. It absolutely would be entertaining. Samantha T says, I'm going to text my ex in New York and see if he wants to catch a game. I would like to meet you, Hector. Samantha, let me know. I'll show up to the stadium. Me and my girl, we always love going to the stadium. So hit me up. I love meeting up with different Yankee fans at the stadium. Chris, I'll throw it over to you to get your take. Caputo, just hold on 1 second. I'll let you go one more time before I'll swap you out for the next person. Yeah, and then I got Jonathan and NFE backstage. Hold on 1 second. Go ahead, Chris, and then I'll let Erica and TC respond. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I mean, I do. I agree with everybody's points. I do have a little more faith in Rizzo. I think some of it is rust off of last year. He missed a lot of games, and some of it is age. I do think Rizzo cleans it up a little bit. Gleyber, I think Gleyber is who he is. It sucks because, like you said earlier, right? Like, Soto is kind of helping the younger guys. He taught Cabrera, like Cabrera's getting a little bit better, and Cabrera's going to make his mistakes, but there was no expectations there. So it's like when he does make a mistake, you don't really kill him on that. You know, you're like, all right, it's Cabrera, we get it, he'll clean it up. I'm surprised Gleyber hasn't gotten better. Like, he hasn't. It's funny because he's so close to Soto, and not that Soto's defense is that great, but he just hasn't picked up on the defense. Some of these throws should be, a throw that you got to make. You know, a rookie should make them, a veteran should make them. You need to make those throws. You know, that throw to home, you know, you bobble. We learned that as a young age, whether you were playing professional or, you know, with the homies, you know, on your local field. Like, you bobble, you don't go home. You go to first, get the score out. Let that man tie the game, because now we're at 2 outs, a strikeout, a pop-up. We're good. Now we're going to extras. I didn't like that, but again, I think Rizzo and even Volpe, like, Volpe's at such a young age, he can still get better at defense. The only one I just don't have the faith in is Gleyber. And the expectations for him on a contract year, I think that's part of it too, right? We were like, oh, Gleyber's going to have a year. He's going for a contract. He's going to try to get the bag. And it's just not it. Like, nowhere near on offense or defense. And I think just to kind of touch on yesterday's game, you know, I've said this multiple times. You know, when we're getting the pitcher out the game early, you know, the doubleheader on Sunday, we played them 2 times on Saturday. And it was 177 and 171 total pitches between both games. Yesterday, there was 129 total pitches. That's it. Like, if we're making them work, we're going to win the game. If we're not, probably going to be a loss. And I don't want to say definitely, because you can still get some good hits in that. But if we're not working these pitches with some of these guys who aren't hitting, we're not going to win the game, chances are. So I do have faith in today. I think Rodon has a great game. I know we don't really hit Kikuchi, but if we get the 2 to 3 extra hits, maybe that bomb that comes through from a judge or something, I think we'll be all right tonight.
I think Gleyber Torres needs to have a big series, or needs to have a big couple of games against the Blue Jays before we get back to Yankee Stadium. Because if Gleyber Torres keeps struggling, if his struggles continue in the rest of the series against Toronto, when they get back to the stadium, Yankee fans are going to let Gleyber Torres know how unhappy they are with him right now. It's unfortunate because in New York City, it's unfortunate in our sports environment. We live with the rule of what have you done for me lately? And that may be unfair for a lot of athletes to judge you under that microscope of what have you done for me lately. But it is what it is, and New York fans are New York fans, and that's never going to change. So, Gleyber Torres, if you don't want to get booed this weekend at Yankee Stadium for John Sterling's event this Saturday, if you don't want to get booed, my guy, you need to have a good rest of the series against the Blue Jays. Go ahead, Erica. I'll throw it over to you, and then TC, and then I'll kick it back to Caputo before we bring up Jonathan and NFE. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, I agree. Gleyber, like Chris said, this is kind of who Gleyber is. We've seen this for the past, how many years is it? It's been 5 years. It's been a while now. He's been with the Yankees, and he continues to make the same mistakes every season, whether it's on the base paths, whether it's defensively, whether he just looks like I don't want to. I hate to say that he's like looks lazy, because I don't think he's a lazy player. But when you make mistakes like that and you don't fix them and you don't work on them, then it becomes a glaring issue, and then people are just going to assume that you're lazy. Yeah, I don't think he's just lazy. I just think it is who he is. I'm just yeah, I'm not even surprised. I thought maybe offensively he would start a little bit hotter. I know he started on the leadoff spot. It's not what he was used to. You know, he's been good in the middle of the lineup in previous seasons. But yeah, he will definitely start getting booed, and I don't think that he has uh, the mental fortitude to handle that, really, because it always looked like things kind of get to him. Anytime he makes an error, you see him, he's just like chewing on his nails, and he's just like, like it never seems like he's trying to go out there and maybe take extra reps. Like, maybe there's stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, but to go out there and take the extra reps and try to improve. And it's crazy because I think no matter what kind of season he has, he's still going to get overpaid by somewhere else. And I think it's a big reason that the Yankee front office never fully committed to him. That's why he's always been on the trade block. You know, it's always been like, oh, let's see what we can get for him, because we're not going to re-sign him. I don't think we ever had any intention of re-signing him. But yeah, it sucks because he is a major key in this team being successful, and we're still talking about the same errors and problems that he was committing 3-4 years ago when he was 22, 23 years old. You know, now he's 26. You would think he got it together. So I only hope for the best that he turns it around. But like Chris said, I think this is who he is, and we just kind of have to take the good with the bad.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate, right? Because when you look at Anthony Volpe and what he's doing right now, and hopefully, knock on wood, he continues this streak, that this version of Anthony Volpe is the Anthony Volpe we get for the rest of the season. But when you look at what Anthony Volpe is right now, this is what all of us Yankee fans, we thought Gleyber Torres was going to be. This is what Anthony Volpe is right now with his high batting average. I know it's only 15 games in a season, but even 15 games, when you look at what Anthony Volpe has done, this is what we thought we were getting out of Gleyber Torres. A shortstop who can fill at his position, a shortstop who has speed, a shortstop who can hit to opposite field, who can run into a home run here or there. But when that juice ball season came and he cranked out 36, 38 home runs, he got pool happy, and he was never the same hitter that made him a top prospect. Go ahead, Chris. I'll throw it over to you real quick and then throw it over to TC, because I know you got to get over there to Yankees Pod. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I'm super late to my job at Yankees Pod today. So just want to
tell Jimmy I said what up.
I got you. Just want to wish everybody a good day. You know, a great talk. Everybody has knowledge. Love everybody in here. TC, Erica, Heck, NFE, Jonathan, and Caputo. Y'all already know what it is. All love. Let's get this. Let's get back to the win column today. Let's erase the last 2 days, and hopefully Rodon and the bats show up today. So everybody have a good one. We'll talk later, y'all.
Peace, Chris. Appreciate you, my guy. Go ahead, TC. And go ahead, TC.
Yeah, so exactly what you said, Hector, about Gleyber. I mean, we thought that was, the way Volpe was, but Volpe is now. Well, that's what we thought, Gleyber. And every time we think Gleyber is going to take that step forward, he takes 2 steps back. And it's in a year that's really important to him. it just seems like he's taking advantage. He's really taking advantage, and he's just relying on his, his baseball like he's a professional. He doesn't have to work hard. I'll just make this throw, and no big deal. I'll run half-assed to first base, not run out of ball. I mean, these things are adding up, and us fans are seeing it, and we're taking notice. And it's really frustrating because he could have been our franchise second baseman. If he would have put in the effort and cleaned up his defense and wasn't so inconsistent with the bat, he could be here for years, just like Judge is going to be, and hopefully Soto. And it's unfortunate for him because I thought he was a great player coming up. I had high hopes for the guy, but unfortunately, in the last year or so, he's just not showing the effort and the care. So it's too bad.
Yeah. NFP, my brother, we'll throw it over to you, my guy. Salute to you, my guy. Also, if you guys aren't tuned into NFP, what are you doing? He has a great YouTube channel talking about the Yankees. NFP, my guy, I'll swing it over to you.
Hey, good morning, guys. What's going on? Yeah, all this Gleyber Torres talk, man. It's sad actually, because I like Gleyber Torres. I do. I really like the guy, and I'm still in the hope that he can turn it around. Right? It's still, we're what are we 16 games into the season, right?
Yeah,
I'm hoping 17 games into the season. Okay. I'm still hoping he could still turn around. I'm just hoping it's a hiccup, but it's his approach to the plate is a little concerning. I mean, he shows some flashes, but then his defense is in question. But it's not only his defense; it's the entire infield as of right now. The defense is a little suspect, but I think it's a temporary hiccup. But look, either way, whether as far as Gleyber goes, and some people may not agree with me on this, whether he ends his Yankees season on a good note or on a bad note, I don't think he's coming back. I don't think the Yankees are going to sign him back. But, I want to see him leave on a high note. I want to see that from him, and wherever assuming he doesn't sign back with the Yankees, wherever he goes, I want him to do well. I legitimately want the guy to play well. So, I have a small concern when it comes to Gleyber. All right. But I'm in the hope that he does turn around, just like I had the same hope for Giancarlo Stanton. I was hoping that Giancarlo Stanton would turn around, and he has been. He's been playing well as of late. As far as the Yankees 2-game losing streak goes, I mean, you know what? Sunday's game should have been won, and that's not on the pitching staff. That's on the defense. They should have won, but unfortunately they didn't. It is what it is. Yesterday's game, Hill struggled. He has some command issues. He walked 7, struck out 6. I think Hill will be fine. He just needs to relax. He just needs to relax. I like what I'm seeing from him so far. I'm not worried about him yet. The bats were completely cold yesterday, so the Yankees are going to play against the Blue Jays again tonight. Now it's against Kikuchi. So Kikuchi did well against them in the home opener, which was unfortunate. But I'm hoping the bats come around and do well against Kikuchi. But we'll see. Well, Rodon's going to take them out. I think Rodon. I'm feeling good about him. I've felt good about him heading into the season. So we'll see what happens. But the Yankees bats, they need to wake up. There are some positives with the lineup. There's some guys that are showing up. Volpe's been on fire. Oswaldo Cabrera's been on fire. So, I'm liking what I'm seeing from some of these guys. But the Yankees absolutely have to win tonight. I mean, if they're trying to get a series win.
Yeah. Jonathan, I'll throw it over to you. My fault. I didn't see you in the private chat. Sometimes my notifications, I don't get highlighted about them. Go ahead, Jonathan. I'll throw it over to you and then throw it back to Caputo. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Gleyber Torres this will either way, either he's going to be traded or this will be his final season as a Yankee. He's going to get a QO if he doesn't get traded at the end of the season. For the reason is the Yankees have so many infield prospects and the infield ready prospects. They need to give these guys a chance. They have no room the defense, this is 1 year that Gleyber Torres has an incentive to improve his defense. He's going to free agency. He wants to get $100 million plus contract. If he makes poor defensive plays regardless of his offense, that's going to take away some money on his part from other teams. I'm sure that's in because you can save a lot more runs with your defense than you can get with your offense. You know that.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, as much as I like the Yankees, I will say something that I've heard Jason say many times. I like the player, I like Torres, but I like the Yankees more. And I think the Yankees will do better without Gleyber Torres' defense.
Yeah, and I think that's a key point that you made. I like Gleyber Torres as a player, but I like the Yankees more, and I want the Yankees to succeed. And I'm not sure if Torres is going to be something or a piece that can help the Yankees succeed.
I'm taking those words off from Jason, not me.
Yeah, no, I know. Caputo, what are you laughing at, bro? Because the chat is just dying laughing, looking at you. You good over there?
Oh no, because by accident I was on X and I was listening to a music video.
All good. Go ahead, Caputo. Let's get your thoughts on.
I have to get going, so I'll pop.
No problem,
out.
Jonathan.
I'll see you next time.
All right, Jonathan, be safe, bro. Always appreciate you on the open panel. Go ahead, Caputo. Let's get your take on Gleyber Torres, and I want to throw it over to Erica and TC and get their take on Gleyber Torres, and eventually, what should we do with Gleyber Torres at the trade deadline? Go ahead, Caputo, and then after Erica and TC, we're gonna start wrapping things up because we're about to hit 12:30. Go ahead, Caputo.
Well, yeah, Gleyber Torres. I think this is going to be sadly his last season. I don't think they're going to re-sign him. That's just the way I feel. As far as trading him, they tried trading him twice. Remember 2 years ago to the Marlins? They tried trading him last year. So if they didn't trade him then, and then he's in his walk season, he's a free agent. I don't know if they're gonna what's gonna I don't know if he even has any value right now. I mean, his defense is bad. Offensively, he's up and down. If maybe he starts to turn it around and he has he has a really good year, then you have some value and you could trade him. But they tried trading this guy 2 times to the same team, and I thought he was going to be gone, to be honest with you. Remember that? What's that Asian GM? She killed the deal. So they were close to trading him twice. So that how are they going to trade him now? But I'm all for the trade, but who we going to trade him for? And that was really on Cashman too, because they were really close to acquiring those 2 pitchers last year, Cabrera and I think Braxton Garrett. But they said they wanted more for Gleyber. So I don't know what Cashman thinks. Why did he think that Torres was that valuable? It's Gleyber. He's not a mega star, but they should have pulled the trigger when they had the chance because he was this close to getting traded. And then they were like, no, we're not. We want more for Gleyber. So that's my take. They think they should trade him or. Obviously, then he's going to be gone next year. So,
it's unfortunate with Gleyber. Erica, want to get your take because if Gleyber Torres, if this is his trajectory for the rest of the season, if this is what we're going to get out of Gleyber Torres, how do you even offer him a qualifying offer? Because what team is going to pay Gleyber Torres over 18, 19 million for this production that he's given? Go ahead, Erica.
Someone will pay him because he has the history. I think that he's going to be fine, guys. I just know that we're going to have this same conversation about the silly mistakes that he makes, whether it's on the bases or defensively. We're going to be having this same conversation in August. We're going to have this conversation in September. And the problem is that if we're having this conversation in October, it's going to piss me off. But the thing is that he's going to have glimpses where you're like, yo, you can't trade this guy. He carried us last season when Judge was hurt. He's carrying us through a slump of whoever's on a slump, whether it be Soto, whether it be Volpe. He's going to come around, and then we're going to be like, no, we have to hold on to this guy. And then he's going to do something stupid, and we're going to be like, oh, but this is why. And that's why I don't think he gets re-signed at the end of the season, but I think that he's a key contributor for this season in particular, and the goal for of this season, which is win a World Series. Now, is there addition by subtraction with Gleyber Torres? I don't know, because again, he's really good offensively when he's good. And you can have a Peraza just come in and plug him in at second base. You can have DJ, where defensively you're going to be sound at second base. But are you going to get the offensive contribution that Gleyber Torres, gives normally when he's not slumping. So it's a really bad, it's a tug of war, catch-22, double-edged sword with him. I think, like I said before, you have to take the good with the bad. The bad is absolutely frustrating, but I'm just hoping that the good outweighs it, the rest of the season. But we'll see what happens.
Nah, dope take. Shout out to my guy LV in the chat. LV, how you doing, my guy? Hope all is well. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, I mean, I think Erica said it all. I mean, I've said it earlier. I mean, you got to take the good with the bad. He is what he is, and he gets on his streaks. He can carry the team, but he has his lapses some days. But the thing is, this year the defense is really showing up. It's poor, so that's a glaring issue. The bat, he'll heat up. Now he's back, hitting 6th, 7th. I think that's a great place for him. Hopefully today he'll get going because he's got good numbers against Kikuchi and get in a homestand and have a great homestand and we'll forget about this. So it is a team game. We can't just be picking out one guy all the time. But when you make simple mistakes, fundamental errors, it really affects. We all see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the coaching staff sees it as well. And maybe he needs a talking to. Maybe. When DJ and Peraza come back, they push him and you get benched for a while. Maybe that's what he thinks. He thinks, oh, no one's going to bench me. I'm a full-time player. Maybe he needs that. So maybe Soto needs to take him aside and say, hey, wake up, kid. This is your year to, make some money. And it doesn't look like you're putting effort. So maybe give a little bit more. So we'll see what happens. But I think he'll get hot here, and I think we'll be forgetting about this.
Yeah, and when it comes to the Yankees minor league system, I know the kids are not ready. We got a lot of kids down there at the farm. But when it comes to our infielders, the Yankees, we have an abundance amount of infielders, whether it's George Lombard, whether it's Roderick Arias, whether it's Peraza trying to make his way back from an injury. Hopefully that guy gets a chance. Most likely going to be with another team. But we've come to the end of the show. Appreciate everybody for showing up. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the people that joined the panel. Michael Caputo, who is sponsored by VIX right now. TC Stills, like always. Erica, like always. My friend NFE from the Strike Zone. If you guys aren't subscribed to NFE, please go and subscribe to my guy. NFE, where you at when it comes to the subscribers, bro?
As of this morning, when I checked, I'm at 538 subscribers.
Get my guy
Very good.
NFE to 1K. Get him to 1K. Make sure you go subscribe to the channel. But like always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you drink some water. Enjoy the Yankee game today, right? Enjoy the Yankee game today. Erica, over and under, what's the score? What do you think the score is going to be, over and under?
Sheesh, I wasn't expecting to make this. What is the over-under, though?
I don't know right now. They haven't put it out. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, what is it? Oh, okay. Kikuchi,
Let me go find it. Hold on. Let me go find it.
It's probably
Maybe
like
6, 7.
6.
I'll tell you right now. The over and under for tonight's game: Yankees versus the Blue Jays. 8.5 over and under. Under 8.5. TC 8.5 over and under.
I'm gonna say under. I'm gonna go with Samantha. 5-2 Yankees.
Yeah, I'm going under also. Caputis, over and under 8.5 runs. What are you doing?
Over, I guess 6-2 Yanks.
Okay. That's still under 8.5. But okay, I like your math though. NFE, go ahead, bro. Over and under 8.5.
I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna say Yankees 4-3.
Nice. Same. Okay. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna go under. Yankees are gonna win the game 3-2. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I think Carlos Rodon is gonna keep on being Carlos Rodon. I'm excited to see him on the mound. But like I said, make sure you guys drink your water. Say something positive about yourself in the mirror. And until next time, deuces. See you guys later. Love y'all.